Hey y'all, Nesso here, and today I'll be talking about the Akstiletto Prime. Being a prime weapon, the weapon blueprints and its parts can be located in different void missions. As such, a list will be linked in the comments below. Now onto the stats of the Akstiletto Prime. They have a strong base damage for an automatic weapon, sitting at 36 base damage, dealing primarily in impact. For its crit stats, it has an above average crit chance of 15%, along with a 2x damage multiplier to go along with it. As for its ammo economy, it has a decent magazine of 40 with a total pool of 400. It comes with a fast fire rate at 7.08 rounds per second, along with one of the fastest reload times at 1.1 seconds. Now compared to the regular Akstiletto, the weapon has clearly been improved. It has twice the base damage and status chance, improved magazine capacity, and most importantly a higher crit multiplier, all for a slower fire rate, which honestly does not hurt the weapon too much. Looking at its stats, compared to the other secondaries, the Akstiletto Primes have everything you could want from a weapon. Its base damage is incredible for an automatic weapon with a fast fire rate, it has a very high amount of status, and most importantly, due to the increase in crit damage, it has incredible crit stats. The weapon has all this and a crazy reload time of 1.1 seconds, perfect for compulsive reloaders. Overall, the only two downsides of the weapon, which are really just me nitpicking trying to find negatives, would be first that it deals only primarily in impact, but is easily remedied with its high status chance. And as for its second downside, having a high fire rate and incredibly fast reload, the weapon can easily deplete your ammo if you don't tap fire. Now onto how I modded the Akstiletto Primes. My first build is the build I ran in the video. It is pure damage with 2 status mods along with 2 prime crit mods. You can easily switch out one of the status mods for another elemental damage mod for more damage. And I did enjoy the build, but found the ammo efficiency to be a problem. My second build is the build I have settled on for the most part. I took out Prime Heated Charge for Prime Ammu Mutation and swapped out one of the status mods for an elemental damage mod. Now onto if the Akstiletto Primes are worth it. With the stats of the weapon, it should be no surprise that yes, the Akstiletto Prime is definitely worth it. With its high base damage and crit viability, the damage output of the weapon is incredible. With its high status chance, the weapon also scales incredibly well on endless survival. In fact, I wanted to see how good the Akstiletto Prime, so I compared it next to the Akstimatis, my previous favorite automatic pistols. While the Akstimatis do have half the base damage, with its 3x crit multiplier and slightly higher crit chance, this places the damage equal to the Akstiletto Prime when it crits and even more with headshots. What the Akstiletto Prime has over the Akstimatis is that incredibly high status chance, which allows the weapon to be more effective as enemies get more armor. And while the Akstimatis deal primarily in slash, the impact on the Akstiletto Primes are not that bad in the void when the units with shields as well as the shield osprey start to increase in level. Now for the actual comparison, I spawned level 100 heavy gunners and tested the damage of the weapons and how fast it took to kill the enemies. The Akstiletto Prime took 1 clip to kill the unit, and the Akstimati took about 1.5 of a clip to kill the unit. This shows how well the Akstiletto scales against higher leveled enemies. And after using the weapons for a few long missions, I'd go as far as to say that the pistols are the best single target secondary in the game at the moment, and it's definitely worth the painful farm to get its parts. As always, thanks for checking my video out, and be sure to have a good one.